Hi there, I'm David Hunt, owner of GameMasters Guild, and today I'm back for all of you Dungeon Masters out there who need something else to help up your game of Dungeons & Dragons. And again, what could you possibly need in order to play Dungeons & Dragons? Well, your players have to go against something. So, I've got 3 more sets of monster cards. Yes, that's right, 3 more sets of monster cards for you to check out. First of all, I've got the Epic Monster cards, and these things are really awesome. These are 77 durable laminated cards, and there is some really good stuff in here. This is big time stuff. This is anything that wasn't covered in the previous monster set, which I probably got a link to it right about here somewhere, I don't know. And this is like CR 17 and higher. We're talking unicorns, liches, Tarrasque, all your big dragons, Baphomet. They're in there. This is what you're going to want to check out. And these cards are huge. These things are so big, it's a whole brand new size. This is a brick of monsters. Look, Aboleth. We got your adult dragons there. We even got a red dragon, gold dragons. Oh, and of course, the mighty Tarrasque, which unfortunately got nerfed in the Magic the Gathering card game when they put out the Tarrasque. But that's another story for another day. But Tarrasque! I mean, look at that thing. Look at all them stats! It's cool. And again, as always, not only does it have all the information that you're going to possibly need, it has the XP value if your players can actually eliminate a Tarrasque. I mean, CR 30 shows a challenge rating and 155,000 XP. So, again, if your players can defeat said monster, XP is definitely coming their way. But that's definitely a high-level game. Unicorns. Ooh. Inagu. That's awesome. So, Epic Monsters right here. And this is definitely some high-level stuff right here. And some of these monsters are even from some of the other books, not just the Monster Manual. And speaking of other books, other monsters, let's see some of the other cards that are out there. Next, we have the Volo Guide to Monsters. 81 laminated cards, some really awesome monsters in here, like the Flail Snail, some different hobgoblins. We got a Froghemoth, Redcaps, Fire Newt Warrior of Emix, and again, all laminated. Ooh, and that's kind of interesting. The Fire Newt doesn't have an illustration on it, probably because it's the Fire Newt Warlock of Enix. That's probably why. Fire Newt Warrior illustration. And of course, again, challenge ratings on the back, XP on the back, all the information you possibly need for that creature's on the back. Flail Snail, super cool. These things are great. Again, challenge rating and XP all on the back, all the information on there. And once again, all these monster cards, doesn't matter which set you buy, they're going to let you know what book at the bottom of the card. They're going to tell you exactly what book it's from and what page number. So super, super useful. And now, for the coup de grace, Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. 109 laminated, highly durable. Well, because it's the Tome of Foes, they have to be durable. Laminated monster cards for you to use on your players. And again, illustration on front, CR on the back with the XP value, and also again, what page number from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes it comes from. And there are a slew of monsters in here. These are all just right to terrorize your players with and to keep things fresh. And that's really the important thing when you're playing not just Dungeons & Dragons, but any fantasy game, any science fiction game, any steampunk role-playing game. You want to keep things fresh for your players. And that's what having all these cool monsters is about. And it's nice because then you can have a bunch of these cards on hand in a small stack right there on your table, right there behind your screen, without really taking up any extra room. And there was even a friend of mine who actually 3D printed a little stand. It wasn't much bigger than about that thick, and it was kind of slightly wide at the base, but not very much, maybe like a couple inches. And then it was upright, but it allowed me to put literally These 2 stacks of cards right there standing up in front of me, super stable, and I was able to pull it out, pull out the cards I need. Oh, the Lost. This is the one I need, and put it right there and just stick all the cards right back in that nice little holder. And you might be able to improvise something as well too. Or for that matter, you could literally just sit this box open right there behind your GM screen. But I would thin out some of the cards, honestly. And I would definitely consider using one of those small 4-pocket binders designed for collectible card games. Because again, I think it's a really good idea. And again, it keeps things organized, and you get to put the monsters in there that you specifically are going to use. So instead of having a bunch of pages in a book that you're not going to be using for monsters, everything's shrunk right down. And I got to tell you, monster cards, really great way to go. Can't say it enough. So again, there are tons of options out there for Dungeon Masters, and a lot of cool mixing and matching, especially if you spend the evening just kind of flipping through all the cards, flipping through the books, and kind of looking back and forth and kind of seeing, what might really go together. You can sew up some pretty interesting scenarios with all these different monsters. And the really cool thing about the monster cards is that for any of these monster cards, with maybe a bare few exceptions, mostly like lore and maybe a couple oddball things that might have gotten dropped off, which I can't think of anything off the top of my head other than the actual lore part of it. If you buy the monster cards for Mordenkaisen's Tome of Foes, you really don't need Tome of Foes, which is nice. And I like that there's a product out there that you can use that you don't need the book for. Now, inevitably, you're going to want the book because there's more information in Mordenkaisen's Tome of Foes than just these monsters. All these books always have tons of different information for you. And at the very least, it's lore. And on top of that, they're going to have even more stuff. And especially Volo's. Man, Volo's has a bunch of stuff, and you're definitely going to want it. So, again, definitely check out these monster cards. If you can't get the book right away, man, grab a box of these monster cards. It's like half the price of a book and get you rolling even quicker into the game. And then down the road, buys you some time, so that way you can save up enough money and buy the monster book that you need and get all the extra information out of it. Well, I hope this has definitely been useful, and I hope you go check them out, and I hope they're useful for your game. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'm Dave Hunt, owner of GameMasters Guild, telling you to stay safe, play great games, man, and I'll see you real soon.